Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. We got some breaking Britney Spears news. She posted a big, long Instagram rant. I missed it because we were live. It got deleted. We're going to react to it now live with me. If you didn't see it, if you caught it, it's more rage against her family. And I'm excited to read this with you. All right, here we go, guys. You ready for some an update here on Britney? Boom, there we go. I'm sorry, we were live. I'm adjusting. There it is. All right, here we go. This was on our Instagram about an hour ago. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Britney Spears. I stayed in Maui for 18 days. I didn't want to leave. I mean, at all. I wouldn't either. Although I couldn't go to the beach because the Paps were there. It was still pretty cool. There was a private pool. There was absolutely adorable, connected to the spa. Private hidden caves I didn't know about with saunas, outside showers. I was in the jungle. The main thing I worked on was staying healthy, and all that was required. And all that required was getting up, no excuses, and just breaking into the first sweat. I'll be honest, the hardest person on me is myself, so I can get a trainer and do all the fundamentals, but the only times I sweat my ass off is when I dedicate myself to it. It's true. Good for her. It sounds beautiful, like the place she was at, and good for her that she's keeping to that mind, body, keeping it all. And it's good that we do that. I wish I did that. That's the whole thing. Depression can keep you from doing. That was the whole thing when my family did what they did to me, holding me against my will, which they say was help. No, I believe in help, but not in arrogantly unasked for help. The only thing honestly disturbing about me is depression. But you don't take people out of their homes for that. There was a different nurse every day looking at me when I changed, not having a say on absolutely anything. Depression is getting stuck in dark moments in your head. Well, that for a whole 4-month experience amplified my depression by 100. The people who worked for me stood at the door saying I couldn't go anywhere. I honestly thought they were trying to kill me because it seemed to me like some sick joke when I would call and say I'd been working here for 2 weeks. When can I have the keys to my car and go home? Their response, you can come and go when we tell you we can. When we tell you, I guess you tell you can. I need boundaries. I need to know you can't just leave me here every day. Their response, you have to stay in this treatment home for 2 months, then go to our facility for a month, but we really don't know when we will let you go home. Oh my God, it's just so sad. I feel like it stunted my growth when I was there. I could only use my upper body because I had to sit in a chair 8 hours a day and gave 8 gallons of blood. Every week, 72 people left me in a car weekly. It was outrageous and didn't make sense because I put so much heart in my work before and I always did my best. My family effing killed me, and that's exactly what I thought. I thought that, or either it was just a sick joke. Maybe someone was going to walk in the door and say, haha, we fooled you. No, that never happened. My whole reason for bringing this up is to let people know sometimes the system of nurses and doctors can be a ploy to make others not better, to make them more sick so they can stay on board and profit. That was the thing. I was too nice in the conservatorship and never spoke up. They took it too far with me. I've learned through this that being kind is wonderful, but sometimes with serious responsibility, being kind is worse than 2 cents. But I couldn't get angry or scream or anything. I felt suffocated. At one point I thought, wait, do I have cancer and they don't want me to know? Is this some sort of secret therapy for people with cancer? Oh, this is heartbreaking. Honestly, it was insane the hours I had to be available to 7 different people. I got extremely ill in that place. I couldn't talk. I was on a high dose of lithium. It was demoralizing. Sometimes in certain states, people have to succumb to violence for survival, but that was the whole thing. I wanted to kick and scream, all of it. But my family sat back and acted as if it was not a big deal. The most damage that was done to me is the sick psychology of my own family convincing me that I was okay with what they did. I deserved that. Sorry, we can't help you while they are doing illegal stuff to you. Now I would spit in their faces. My one regret in life and my whole 40 years, if I could go back in time, I would spit in their stupid effing faces. I would be the first person to admit I'm pretty messed up by it all and I haven't even come close to sharing all of what they did. It's honestly shocking. But in time, I think things will unfold in a bright way. I know I have ways to go, so I'm taking it a day at a time. Psst, keeping it real. Psst, I still dream about spitting in their effing faces. That's it. Damn. That's just sad. There's parts of this case where I look forward to like the Jamie drama because I love to drag Jamie, but I've never really seen her open up this vulnerably about what actually happened in that facility, like in detail like this. I mean, aside from when she actually spoke up in the, her testimony, but since then I feel like she hasn't really gotten into that many specifics. It's been generalized. This is a tough one to react to live just because it's sad. It's so sad. And I don't understand how people like Jamie Lynn and everybody like hearing this. I mean, I do understand, right? Any rational person with empathy would hear this and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I didn't know. But like Jamie Lynn's response is like, I'm so sick of her drama. It's enough. It's enough about you, Britney. It's my truth. And that's why we want to drag her in so many, because it's like, how do you read this and not feel for her and be like, holy crap, like this is horrifying. Like this is heavy. And I almost feel bad sharing. Like she posted this, she moved it. We're live. It's already out in the world. Once you put it out there on social media, it becomes part of it, whether you meant to or not. And I feel like she just hasn't had a voice for so long. When she speaks, I want to amplify everything she's saying to help her and make sure people are hearing her finally, because for so long they weren't listening. And I'm sure it's got to be tough for her. I can't even imagine, but it's like, imagine trying to get this off your chest and then getting like, whoa, dude, should you have done that? It's like, it's so hard. You don't even know what to say anymore. So I applaud her every time she speaks up and talks about this, because she needs to. I mean, what she's saying here is so intense. It's scary. But beyond, I mean, what? 8 gallons of blood, sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day. And to me, what was so revealing, my whole reason for bringing this up is to let people know sometimes the system of nurses and doctors can be a ploy to make others not better, to make them more sick so they can stay on board and profit. Like, that's what we've been saying since the beginning. It's what we've been saying since the beginning, and now she's confirming it, and it just makes me really sad. It makes me sad, man. I'm so sorry, man, to Britney. I don't know how. And to think like she got out. Right now she's out. She got to go spend time in Maui and keep her. She's so right on talking about the exercise. Like, guys, when I had my lowest low, what got me out of it was getting up every day. So I always say, get back up. Getting up every day and going for a run, getting outside and making that part of my system, because I had nothing I could do. I couldn't go online. I couldn't get work. Everyone was hating on me. And I was at that point where I was like, oh my God, should I even be in this world? And if it wasn't for my son, I probably would have checked out during my low point in my life. And even what I went through, I just like still not even compares to what she went through. And it's like, but what got me through it was getting back up and getting outside and exercising, and to know that she's like aware of that, like everyone tries to claim she's crazy. She's out of it. She's not like, no, dude, when I read this, she's so on point. She sees what's beautiful. She's mature. She knows right from wrong. She knows how to help herself. She knows how to get out of her own depression. This is a strong woman right here. And that's why I think it's sad for so many of us to see that they broke her like that, or tried to. You know what? I want to correct that. I don't think she did at the end. They didn't break her. They tried to, but she got back up, didn't she? And that's the thing we should try to remember. I'm getting emotional reading this. It's so horrifying, guys. Like, this is awful. That your own family could commit you for 4 months to try and like get you back in line to play along, while your sister's like literally going out and doing Nashville, her own songs. It's horrifying what this family did, and that they have the gall to go out there and play victim. Jamie Spears saying, I've always been out to help my daughter. I love my daughter. God, you are the devil, sir. You're not even, you're F you. I'm not calling you sir ever again. It's, man, that is scary shit. And I applaud her for having the strength to share it, even if she deleted it later. She knows it's out there. She knows how this works. And she wanted it out there. She wanted to say this, and she wanted her fans to know. And she's clearly wanting to expose these monsters. And I can't wait to be there to support and celebrate, because she's going to get back on tour, guys. She's going to get back up. She's going to release new music, and it's all going to finally be under her terms. And I think the fans are going to be even more supportive than they've ever been. All while the family is under massive negotiations and potential criminal investigation. I want to stay positive here, but it's when you read this kind of stuff, it's hard to not get hurt in the heart, because it's like, man, I can't imagine, guys. Like, imagine that. Ugh. Well, Britney, we love you, Britney. And I got to say, as sad as this makes me, you are incredibly brave and strong for being able to get through all this and to speak the way you do right now and to illuminate us with sort of real life lessons. You could be this bitter, angry person that just is spewing calling everyone out. But and I don't fault her for wanting to do that, but she's such a strong, beautiful person that she realizes, like, no, yeah, I need to let that out of me. We all do, but I got to focus on the positive too, because life is still positive. And when you see someone who has gone through trauma like this, and this is trauma, guys, this is insane. She is a survivor here. And to see a survivor come out so strong at the other end and know the positive and to point out the moments of light instead of just get drowned in the darkness, it's inspiring. It is inspiring, and I'm just in awe. It's sad, but it's inspiring. You know what I mean? And I hope we all can take that, because this should anger us all. It's going to fuel us to keep this fight going, because we got her back. But depression is real. It hits us all. And for her to be able to say that and like make it relatable for everybody and prove that she got out, to tell others, like, yeah, I clearly I felt it. We all feel it. Depression can keep you from getting back up. Depression will keep you from going outside and getting sun. Depression will keep you from thinking that you're okay. And some people don't get over it. And it's so sad what can happen when someone who can't get over it doesn't have a support system, or no one checked in on them. They have no one they can turn to. And Britney had no one she could turn to, and she managed to still get through it. It's inspiring, and I hope this story can inspire others who are in that dark place to realize, like I always tell anybody, if anybody reaches out, there is always light at the end of the dark. And it gets me choked up as I talk about my own darkness and things I've been through. But there's always light at the end of the dark, guys. And if you're ever out there contemplating checking out, giving up, don't do it. Don't do it. It's never the way. It's a selfish act. There's someone out there who cares. There's so much more beauty and love in the world. There's so much more light than dark if you know how to look for it and you have someone who can help point it out. I want to make sure guys, there are suicide hotlines. If you're ever feeling this low, there's always help available. Google it. It takes a second. Call a crisis hotline, call a suicide prevention hotline. There is always light at the end of the dark. I promise you. I promise you. Unless your day is over, unless your day really is over and it was out against your choice. Even then, I'd like to think there's still a light at the end of the dark. I still like to think that there is. But as long as you got a breathing breath, you better not give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Get back up. Know that there's help out there. Know that there's support out there. And look at what Britney's done. I know we got a lot of Britney fans, but even if you're not a Britney fan, how can you not be a Britney fan when you read this, hear what she's gone through, and then see that she was able to get through it, and then be so positive and such a badass and help others. It's amazing. So Britney, bravo to you. I'm in awe, and that's why I've always called this out. It's always why I did this story. A lot of people made fun of me. Andy, why'd you pivot and talk about Britney all the time? Because I like Britney. I did. Liked her music. And this was a human trafficking story. This was an awful, awful travesty that was happening under a lot of our eyes that a lot of us were guilty of. A lot of us called her crazy. I did it. I remember when she shaved her head, I was like, oh man, she's crazy. I was stupid, immature. I didn't know better. The media tricked us all. The media always tricks us all. And as I've matured and grown wiser and fallen myself and learned, don't let the media control the narrative anymore. Doesn't happen here on this channel. And I am so grateful for all the hearts and stuff. I see this community. Guys, you keep me going. You have no idea. I can't, some days, I don't even want to go on. I get down myself or have my own issues. We all do. We all feel that place. But I'm so grateful for this community. And I know this community helps a lot of you, even beyond me. So grateful to all my amazing mods and the people in the headline group and the people in our Telegram. This community is incredible. It's filled with so much love and positivity. I don't know what we'd do without each other. I'm so grateful for it. And I'm so glad. Really, this Free Britney movement brought a lot of us together. That's really where all this sort of came from. I know a lot of you came to me because of that. And I'm so grateful I spoke up because it got me to meet you and it got us to unite to try and do some good in the world and spread some good news and keep the news honest. So I'm so appreciative of all you guys. I'm getting emotional. Guys, if you want to join this family, if you're feeling the love, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell, make sure you're still subscribed, hit that like, leave your comments, show some love, some positivity down there. I'm so grateful for y'all. We're going to keep each other going and we are going to keep going, but I'm clipping this because this is an important one. I want to get this positive message out there, even though that's so sad. I love you guys. If you're watching live, we're still here. If you're not watching live, where were you? Come on.